Time's weird as hell if you think about it. It's something that everyone uses, or at the very least knows of. It measures our days and lets us build schedules, and if you really want to get weird with time, then it doesn't exist and is only a construct of our socioeconomic structures, or it's perceived differently by everyone. Nova-111 is a sciencey adventure game that takes the idea of turn-based gameplay and slaps on a bit of real-time mechanics to mix things up in a really interesting way. Created by Functronic Labs, Nova-111 has you piloting an orange ship called the Nova through a strange dimension on a journey to save scientists and fix the space-time continuum. The story's a pretty simple and self-aware one. A team of 111 scientists lived together and happy in a universe that worked on a turn-based system. Seeking to get their work done a little bit faster, they came up with the self-proclaimed greatest science experiment ever. It went well up until things decided to not go well, and all of the scientists ended up scattered around various planets and realms of a strange universe that mixes turn-based and real-time mechanics. It may be a bit difficult to grasp how real-time and turn-based mechanics could be mixed, but rest assured that Nova-111 does a brilliant job of creatively and elegantly mashing the two together in a way that's intuitive and refreshing. Movement and attacking work in a way similar to how it works in most roguelikes. Every movement or attack is a turn, with you and the creatures around you moving or attacking at the same time you do, with the exception of a few creatures that attack in real time and some stalactites that fall as you pass under them, also in real time. Because of the simultaneous nature of movement and attacks, enemies all have some kind of projection to their movement and their attacks, with each type of enemy also having their own pattern, making each new encounter a puzzle to figure out the best way to handle a particular kind of enemy in the situation that you're presented with. Enemy variety is simply impressive. There are a few that react as standard enemies would. They simply bump into you after a turn that says they're going to attack. Others shoot circles of damaging energy in a straight line through some walls. Some charge at you from a distance after a turn of warning. While some enemies are similar, they are for the most part very different. The slight similarities between some enemies allows for a refreshing level of difference when it comes to the way you tackle any given situation without it being an ordeal to figure things out. I'll be honest, it'd be a bit boring if all you did was face enemies head on the entire time. Thankfully, Nova makes sure to change the pace and create new challenges by tossing different mixtures and placements of enemies at you. Each level feels as if it's equal parts puzzle and action, with some exploration and secret finding peppered in for flavor. You'll be presented with new mechanics and interactions as you progress as well. Not only do you get some nifty new abilities to play with, but you also find new objects to interact with in the environment. The game takes a very classic and solid approach to teaching the player new mechanics. It presents the new thing to you in a safe or safe-ish environment, and then gradually cranks up the difficulty before mixing it with some other mechanics. The abilities you unlock are taught the same way, and each one becomes used not only more, but in different ways as you progress. The two coolest abilities that you get are phasing and the ability to stop time. With phasing, you jump 2 squares, either up, down, left, or right, and you skip the square in the middle. This lets you skip past some barriers, most enemies, and get up to some fun hijinks where you make enemies hurt themselves. The second ability, and I really like this one, is that you get to stop time. You can't damage or move enemies when you're like this, and some tiles still function as they normally would, but it allows you to make some clever escapes, and it's required to solve some really interesting puzzles. To put it simply, there's really nothing wrong or bad about Nova-111. It's a well-designed game that presents a very unique set of circumstances for the player and makes them think on their toes. It's constantly presenting new mechanics and situations, but does so without feeling overwhelming. While it's not an incredibly hard game, it certainly has its challenging moments, and there are certainly a few parts that you'll have to try a few times. I'd say it rewards patience, but in truth, it more rewards quick thinking and decisive action. Sometimes that leads to taking a patient route, other times you simply have to make a quick choice. The way levels go back and forth on a spectrum of combat focused to puzzle focused is refreshing and something that I honestly wasn't expecting, though it's definitely welcome. Nova-111 is a creative take on the adventure genre that you can pick up on Steam for about $8, with the regular price on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Wii U being about $15. If you're interested in a refreshing and very solidly put together adventure with interesting new mechanics, then this is one that you should check out. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Indie Bytes. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. If you have any indie games that I should check out, then please shoot them my way. You can leave a comment down below, or you can drop me a line on Twitter. My handle's @ForkH, or you can shoot me an email at fork4h@gmail.com. I'll see you next time. Bye!